3D scatter plot is a chart or a diagram that can be used to display or to show the relationship between three variables that are continuous. In this second part, I am going to show you how to draw 3D scatter plot using chart builder. Here in this data I have variable data from 1 to 7, and I'm going to draw a 3D scatter plot for data 1 and data 4 and data 7, and I'm going to add to this scatter plot, 3D scatter plot, another variable, dichotomous variable that has gender in it, male or female. And the way to do that in SPSS is to click on graphs, select chart builder, and then when this window appears, click on OK. Again, here is a window for a chart builder, and I'm going to click on gallery, scroll to scatter slash dot. In the scatter slash dot I have two options for 3D scatter plot, either a simple one or a grouped 3D scatter, and I'm going to stick with the 3D because it is more inclusive. And I'm going to move the data number 1 into the y-axis, data number 4 into x-axis, data number 7 into y-axis, and I'm going to add gender for coloring, so male will have a color and female have another color. Now if I click on basic elements, not going to make changes. However, if I click on groups or point ID, this is one of the really good feature in the chart builder. Again, here we selected grouping the data based on their gender. So if I click on OK, and I will view the 3D scatter plot, here I get the 3D data 1, data 4, data 7 in different axes, and then these green and blue colors represent male and female. Now this is one feature of scatter plot 3D. I could also untick this and tick row, group them by row panel variables, and I move the gender into the panel here. Again, the diagram is split into two. I have here two 3D scatter plot, one for male and one for female, split according to their gender, and data 1 and data 4 and 7 are drawn here in the 3D scatter plot for males and females. Again, if I go back again to the chart builder and untick the rows, and I group the data based on columns, move it to panel here. Again, it will split the scatter plot into two parts, one for male, one for female, and all the data are represented for male in one 3D scatter and females in another 3D scatter. So these are most of the features available to choose from. If I want to go for point ID, again, if we click on OK, it will label the circles either male or females as shown here. Now I will stick to the options of this, group them by gender. So in the y-axis I have data 1, in x-axis data 4, and in the z data 5, and I'm going to untick this one, and I'm going to move data 7. I'm going to move the gender into the set color box. If I click on the title and footnotes also, I can add a title to the graph when it is produced. So if I name that correlation and then click on apply, and I click on footnotes, and then type here figure 1, type apply, and then click OK. A 3D scatter graph, scatter plot is produced with a title of correlation and a footnote of figure 1 and the legend of gender, blue for male, green for female, y-axis for data 1, x-axis for data 4, and z-axis for data 7. If I double click on that graph, I will get another window. Here I can really do some editing. So if I want to remove the gray background, double click in the graph again, click on this preview, click on the white things, click on apply. I could also reduce the color of the gray by clicking on this to reduce it to more lighter color. And click on that, click on here, okay, and then close. Again, there are few things we can edit here. If I want to type more in the y-axis label of it, single click, allow me to change it if I want. Double click will allow me to edit the size, the color, and other things that we are not going to look at it. Again, I can do the same with this one, data 4, similar, make it 14 and apply, and data 7 I could really give it also 16 and give it a green color, and so on. I could also click on this number and do some editing. Scale, I could change the scale from 0.5 to 0.4. Again, it's becoming too small. I could also return it back either to 5 or 6. And I could also change the number format. Instead of having decimal to decimal, make it 0, or make it here just 1, because it has fraction in it. And the same thing for the data on the x-axis. If I double click on it and then go for format, number format, make the decimal 0, and then if I would like to add scaling, maybe add another, make the scale smaller, bigger, major increment, or reduce it to 8, and so on. And I could also do the same thing for the Z axis, the data 7. If I click on format and make it 0, and I could go for scale, again I could change the scale, but I will leave it like this. So there are some of the editing options that are available for the 3D scatter plot. Now, if I click on the graph, right click on it again, I will get another list which allow me to do more editing. I could really move and rotate the plot. I could also right click on it, add title if I want, add footnote if I want. I could hide the legend, or I could show the legend. I could also transpose the data, data 4 in place of data 1, or return it back to its original. So these are some of the editing options available for the 3D scatter plot. Now, after drawing the scatter plot and finalizing the editing, I will want to export this diagram into into either Word document, PowerPoint, or save it in a PDF file. And the way to do that is select the graph, right click on it, scroll to export, and I'm going to show how to do it in a PDF. I can select PDF, I can select document, I can select PowerPoint. I will stick with PDF, and I'm going to select the folder to put the file in again, and I'm going to call it a 3D scatter. 3D scatter, save, and I'm going to tick this open the containing folder. If I click on OK, the file is exported to the located folder. If I click on this graph again, the 3D scatter is saved as PDF. Now, another way to transfer the figure is to right click on it, copy special, and then tick on this window on the image. So you want to copy it including the image, then click OK, and I could go to open a new PowerPoint, and then I could right click on it and add the picture here, add the diagram or the scatter plot as a picture here in a PowerPoint for presentation. So these are the different ways of drawing a scatter plot and editing it, and then transferring it or exporting it to any other software